What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another successful video by your girl Sasha Green. I'm back in a cut with another video. I just wanted to share with you some books that I have been reading, and I wanted to do a review on them since I haven't really been uploading because it takes so long. It literally takes a couple days just for one video to post because I'm recording these videos on my phone. But I've been kind of inspired to post. Hopefully in the future I'll be getting some better equipment to work with so that I can make some actual videos and not these little phone shorts or whatever. Like, there's so much more that I could portray of my life, you know, me washing the dishes, for instance, or going on my daily walk and reading my books, and, you know, spending time with my boys, taking them for a walk, and, you know, doing the dishes, doing the laundry, taking the car for a wash. I mean, there's so many ideas that I could, you know, center my videos around vlogging, you know, even. And I've never like really experimented with that. So until then, I'm just going to continue to do the best I can with my phone to record these videos. And like I said, I just wanted to give you an update of some books I've been reading. So this book is by your girl Lori Gottlieb. I guess I'm pronouncing it right. I'm probably not, but it's Lori Gottlieb. And she looks like this. She is a therapist, and she wrote this book called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone. It's about 58 chapters long, and it was basically about, you know, the point of view of being a therapist and also getting therapists. So she was a therapist, or is a therapist, shall I say, but she also like explored medical, where she wanted to become like a surgeon, and she explored that field, but then she got into like TV, and she lives in California, and I'm guessing this is a real life story based on her actual life. And then she starts to see a therapist named Wendell on account of her breaking up with her boyfriend, and she struggled with accepting the fact that he didn't want to be married to her anymore because she had a kid. And so she went to Wendell's office crying like, this guy broke up with me. I thought we were meant to be. We were going to get married, and he broke up with me. And then in the midst of her seeing a therapist, she's also a therapist to a guy who thinks everybody's an idiot. Then she has another, and his name is John. And then she has another client who is dying from cancer. I think her name is Julie. And then she has another client named Charlotte and Rita. I think Rita is the one who is like an elderly lady contemplating suicide because she feels like she ruined her kid's life, and then she also doesn't have a life or much of her own to offer, and then she keeps, you know, finding love, but then love breaks her heart, like with this man that she met named Myron that didn't want her, or in the end he wound up wanting her, and she kind of just had her own life without her adult kids. And then she had, like I said, another client named Charlotte who was, you know, a drunkard, and, you know, and she was always talking about how she was drinking, and then she would be in and out of therapy because she felt like she took care of the issue and she didn't need therapy anymore. And then of course she has her son named Zach, and she had him by conceiving, just like getting a sperm donor and conceive the child. So that's pretty much her life in a nutshell. She's a therapist who studied surgery, who has all these clients and their problems, and she herself is going through problems. And then she finds out her client John had a son with his wife, and the son died in a car wreck, and then John's mom also died when he was very young. And John is this very celebrity status, like TV producer who like writes storylines for shows, and he comes to her office, and like she gives therapy sessions to him while in the background she herself is receiving therapy from a guy named Wendell, who she lied to her friend to make herself anonymous. It seemed like she was a man receiving and looking for a male therapist to kind of counsel her through her breakup with her boyfriend. And so in the end, it's like they all like reach some type of resolution for their problems. Julie winds up accepting cancer as, you know, just a part of life, and she winds up dying. John resolves the issue in his marriage with his wife Margot, who, like I said, they had 3 kids together, but their oldest child, Gabe, died in a car accident, and his mom died, and he was a TV show co-host or whatever, producer. And then Charlotte stops drinking and stops dating around, dating the same type of guys as her dad. And then, of course, Rita finds some type of solid ground and, like, just not wanting to be suicidal anymore, enjoying her life. And then she herself, like, accepts that, you know, it was a much deeper rooted issue than just a breakup. She was actually dealing with a form of a disease that was, like, they couldn't figure out what her problem was, what her diagnosis was. So it just goes to show, you know, therapy can be helpful, and it's a really good book. You know, it's called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone. And so that's the first book that I wanted to give a review on, and I would say it's a 10 out of 10. It's a pretty good book. And then the other book that I was reading was called 55 Ways to Be Blessed by Joel Osteen. And I like when they have these type of book sales, because you can literally just buy a book for your gift of any amount. So I just be like, I'll give $1, give me a book. And I got plenty of books like this that are worth probably $20 at a regular bookstore, but I'm just getting them for $1 because they allow you to. And so, and I'm living on a budget. So yeah, it's just talking about, you know, how you can disconnect from the discord, start a blessing, be a blessing, you know, just different ways to be blessed. And this is a really good book by Joel Osteen. It's brief, and it's just basically kind of like a self-help book, but obviously giving you scriptures and guidance from the Lord. And I'm a Christian, so I love books like this. And then this book is my planner that I just bought, where when I start my classes in August, hopefully, you know, we're having to pay tuition and fees, and that's supposed to be covered by financial aid, but there's some problems in that area. Obviously, there's always going to be some type of challenge when you're doing something you aspire to do. But hopefully I'll be starting college in August, and so I got this little planner, and it just has like the month and dates where you can write all your notes down at the bottom, and then kind of, you know, any assignments you have for that day, I'll be able to fill it in there. And it just looks like this 2025 monthly and weekly planner. And then I got 2 of these little books from the dollar store, and they just look like this, and just regular notebooks. And I've been writing in the pink one too, because I found some interesting vlogs of medical assistants, day in the life of a medical assistant. And I've been following this lady named Miss K, and she gives you kind of like all the practices you might have, like if you were to take the medical assistant exam. And I've been kind of just taking notes and answering all the questions in my book, so I can kind of already have an idea of what the questions are going to be like if I was ever to take the final exam for a medical assistant program. I can already be familiar with the information. So I did 7 parts, and each part is like 25 questions, so that's about 250 questions that I answered and recorded the correct answer to. And so I've been doing that to just give myself a little familiar with the you know, with the work that I'm going to be doing and the studies that I will have. And then this is just an extra book, you know, so that I can have it in college, which obviously college is going to be a little bit more digital, where everything's probably going to be done online. Even if I'm on the campus, a lot of this stuff is probably going to be on the computer. So, but this is just to sort of take notes while I'm in class when the semester starts, and to kind of just, you know, have something to start off with. And in this book, I've been writing a book about success in this book, and so I'll be probably publishing this pretty soon. And it's just a bunch of my work. See, when I write books, I actually write books. Like, I get a notebook and I write everything down, and then I send it to an editor who does all the grammatical fixes all the grammatical errors, and then I send it to a publisher, and I have to pay each to get the book in its final state with a cover and ready to be for sale on Amazon. In which case, I have a book right now that's on Amazon called Mental Health God's Way, and that's on Amazon. I think it's like a ebook for $10. And so I like to do this. It's like a hobby that has become something that I'm just obsessed with. I have other books that I have written that are not on Amazon that I have written in the past, and it just has to do with Little by Little, which is about your finances, because I worked for a bank. And then I have, you know, one that talks about narrow gates, wider tables, which talks about, you know, my experiences behind bars, and like, actually it offers meal plans, like, and discussions. You can talk about God at the dinner table with your children or whatever. And I gave a lot of my books out for free. And then I have a book called Glory in My Infirmities, which is about like when I was going through a season of my life where I had miscarriages. Now, of course, I have two very healthy little boys, but in that season of my life, I had gotten pregnant twice and lost both children. So I wrote a book called Glory in My Infirmities, where I was like homeless and dealing with so much other stuff. But those are just some things that I've done as far as like publishing books. And then I had a magazine that I published that I gotten published with me on the cover of it. It was not a full cover, but it was like a little picture of me in the corner, and then like in the inside of the book it had a whole paragraph of some things that I do with my organization called Dress Beyond Success. Also, if you Google Dress Beyond Success in your search bar, you'll see me come up, Sasha Green, that I'm the founder of Dress Beyond Success, and you'll even probably see my boutique. If you go to dressbeyondsuccess.shopify.com, you can see my boutique. If you put in the code, you'll be able to look around on the boutique and find some things that you like. I have other official websites regarding Dress Beyond Success, and I also have a podcast called Simply Sasha. If you Google Simply Sasha, my podcast should pop up. It'll be like little cartoon characters of a girl, and then if you press each one, it'll share little bits and pieces of things that I have spoken about God publicly concerning this life, my own issues, like having to deal with children being stripped away from my home, homelessness, people who are haters, all type of stuff is on my podcast called Simply Sasha. Just Google me, like I said. If you Google Dress Beyond Success, I will also come up. But Dress Beyond Success is just supposed to be like a little modesty boutique that I was inspired to do to feed the children over in Africa and Pakistan. But that's just enough about me, you guys, and what I've been studying and the books that I've been reading and the type of boutiques I have out there and the type of podcast shows that I have. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video on that note. It's been a good 12 minutes, and I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Bye, guys.